My name is Joe Cashwell, Rotorcraft RC. We're just going to go over a couple cases to let some people know the sizes of cases. One of the most common questions we get asked is, how in the world do I get my charger in a 910 case? Well, unfortunately, unless you have a little bitty teeny tiny thin charger, it's not going in the 910 case. So we're going to go over the case sizes to help you guys understand what can and can't be put inside of a case. Now, the most popular case that we sell is the 940. This is our mega case. This is the orange case. It has now been changed to a black case. You can do two 4010s, you can do storage. It's limitless. Well, I can't say limitless, but you can do a whole lot in this case right here. Now, this is a 930 case. This is a fairly popular case for us also. This is the one that you've seen on some of our videos before. It's got the bump controller set up in it. And as you can tell, it's not as deep as the 940 and the size is a little bit smaller. But now they've gone ahead and upgraded the 930, and this is the 933. This actually has more depth than the 940, but the same basic footprint as a 930. Now they've gone ahead like the 910 and the 935 and put a ring in where we can mount stuff and standoffs like in the 940s. So not really sure what we're going to be using in these cases right now, but I know it's going to be great for upper logos, and because of the depth we'll actually be able to move the power supply back underneath the charger. So if you want massive storage in the front, this is going to be the case for that. Now, for our pro customers, we can definitely see some camera equipment going in this case, gimbals, accessories, even mounting plates for electronics and storage up in the top. Once again, this is a new case. It's a 933. We're going to be doing a lot of experimenting on here to see what we can squeeze in this case. I'm sure we're going to come up with something really cool. Now, a lot of people have seen the 920s. These are a very popular case. We make a pro deck out of it, and we make a regular production case out of it. The pro deck has a very heavy duty material, very dense, very heavy, and then our normal material like we normally do in our production cases is available also. But the 920 case, we now have an upper deck for an iPad if you want to put that in, or we still do logos in the top. But with this case, we can get the power supply back a little bit. So a Meanwell power supply will sit underneath a 308 or a 406, and then you can actually have a fairly small case. Now, another case that's getting very popular is the 925 case. The reason why people are liking this 925, it's a little bit bigger than the 920, but in the 925, we can actually get an iCharger 4010 in here. And with the new Meanwell 1600 power supply right in front of it, that is a ridiculously powerful case for something so small. Now, this is going to give you a size comparison between the 910 and the 920. The footprint is not that much bigger. You can see it's a little bit bigger in both directions, but the thickness. That's why on the 910 cases, we can only get the small, thin chargers in it and be able to get power supplies in it. With the 920, we can do, as you see here, we have a 208B, but we can also do the duos like you saw in the Pro case that I just showed, and then be able to get a large power supply in there. So that's helping people out, finding out what the difference between 910, 920, 925, 930, and the 940. And now we're going to show you some of the big heavy duty cases. Now, this is the 945 Nanuk. This is actually a fairly good sized case. It's a couple inches bigger in all directions than the 940, which is one of our most popular cases. But with this, it just gives us unlimited floor space on this. It also has a couple more latches on the side. This is what we build our race case for FPV people, because it gives us the ability to get 4 9-inch monitors in the upper, and then also we have storage inside transmitter and our little 210 FPV unit fits right inside also. So we have a bunch of cases out here in our warehouse, and we do have a display out here so our walk-in customers can actually come out and touch and feel and figure out what they want. Plus it also helps whenever you guys give me a call and you hear me throwing out measurements, I'll come out here and pull a couple off the wall and open them up, and then we start seeing how your equipment can fit in there. And this is how we kind of visualize the pre-build before we actually start the drawings. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of the cases. Now this is a 903 case. This is basically the GoPro guys use these, and we have some foam in it. This is a 904 case. Once again, same thing. It's GoPro and accessories end up in these. We actually have a couple team pilots that use these for their cables and adapters and stuff like that for their big chargers. Then we start getting up to a 905. There's really not a whole lot you can do with this in the charging case. We do have an item that's for FPV that's coming out in this case really, really soon. 910. This is technically the smallest charge case that we build, and this one you've seen on the website. This has got a 106B, a 206B, or a 208B, and we actually do have a tricky way of getting two of these stuck in here. The 915. This is a much nicer case, in my opinion, than the 910, only for my assembly part of it. The 910, everything gets really tight. Wiring has to be perfect. Getting stuff around brackets and everything to fit is kind of tough. So when we go up to the 915, it's quick and easy. Then we have the Nanuk 920. This is our small pro case. We use this case a whole lot in building. Customers buy it all the time, but it is our small pro case. Then we go up to the 925. And as we talked about in the video inside, this is the case that is the up and coming bad boy. We'll be able to put a 4010 and a Meanwell 1600 in here, and this is going to be a tough little case to beat. Then we have the 930. This is a good all-around case. A lot of people are building bump cases out of these. If you have one PL6 or one PL8 and a bump controller, this is great. If you have two PL6s, two PL8s, or the Duo, everything starts really getting tight on the inside. But this is the firefighter case that you just saw us do for the Jersey firefighter. And Beauther is a great customer, but man, this case wore us out. 933. Once again, this is the new case. You can see the depth difference from the side. And this is why we're trying to show you these hanging on the wall, so you can see how much more depth that you have, and you can get a lot more inside this case. Then the 935. This one's very popular for the guys with dual chargers. It's the smallest one with a handle on it, so it's got the handle and the wheels like luggage. It is not as deep as it appears to be because of the mechanics inside for the handle. So when you look at the measurements on the outside of this, don't let them fool you thinking you can get more in here than what you can, because the inside depth is what you need to look at. So some of the other new cases that you're seeing us bring out and design stuff into, this is the 945 Nanuk. That's our FPV race station that you saw inside with the 4 9-inch monitors, and it's also the case that we built the tripod case out of. It's a little bit bigger than the 940, which you can see up on the top row, but it does have extra latches on the side. It's actually a really nice case, and if you're looking for massive storage in a case, this one's going to give it to you. So this one right here is the most popular case that we build. It's the Nanuk 940. It's the one with the standoffs in the lid, so it's easy for us to put upper stuff in. Chris has figured out a way to get uppers in every single one of these cases. So if you want uppers, don't think you have to be stuck with 1 out of 4 cases. We can do an upper in every case. We just have a little bit more work, and there's a couple brackets that we have to manufacture, and the way that it goes in is a little bit different. Not a wheeled case. Even though it's bigger than the 935, the 940 doesn't have wheels. It's just a case with a handle. Now we get into the big wheeled series. This is the Nanuk 950. Once again, this one's really deep, lots of storage. With this, you start getting into professional camera systems and gimbals and stuff like that. We've yet to build a charge case out of this case or the 960 yet. Both of them are series, both of them are very heavy duty. But the 960 you actually have seen on our videos before. That's the one that the unique Q500 4K goes into with our charge case and all the parts that come with the unique 4K. So that's basically, hopefully, going to help you guys decide on what cases you want and what your needs are. Once again, the Nanuk has absolutely phenomenal specs on everything. We've got a couple different colors up here to show you. You know, the graphite, the orange, the yellow, the black, the orange. They're all great looking cases. We don't sell the silver. We don't stock the silver. If you want it, it normally doesn't take us a couple days to get it. We stock most of these cases in most colors, the popular ones that we build cases out of, but once again, it's taking a week to get us what we need. So if we have to order it at the beginning of your build before we've done with everything, we should have the case. And unfortunately, we did have a hiccup on an order, and once again, we made everything work and the customer's happy. So we hope you enjoy this, and if you have any questions, once again, always give us a call. Thanks. So now this is the 950 Nanuk. This is actually a big cavernous case. Once again, it has the standoffs like the 940 and the 933, and then it has the ring in the top like the 933, the 935, and the 910. There's a lot of things that we can do with this. You know, we've started doing custom foam inserts now, and now we have the 960 Nanuk, which is also a wheeled series. This is a little bit bigger than the 950. We also have a 910 that slips in here with chargers built into that for the unique. We're also offering foam cutting services now, so if you have custom foam applications that you need to be able to put inside of a case to store an item, we can do this in-house. So this helps you decide on what size case that you're wanting to build your system out of. Whether it's an FPV system, a charge case, or now with us doing the custom foam inserts, you can get transmitters and put your FPVs, your camera equipment and everything right inside that. With the Pro cases, this is going to work well for people that have the giant machines and have all the parts and the gimbals and stuff like that. We're going to be making all the foam inserts for that, for different size cases for your needs and wants. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. We put out a lot of videos and we want you guys to get them as fast as we put them out. We have an Instagram under Rotorcraft. We have a Facebook under Rotorcraft RC. We can help you out with anything. Always feel free to email us or give us a call. Email is the best because if I get it on my phone after hours, I'll be more than happy to answer you off my phone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, email us. If it's a good enough question, we'll go ahead and make a video on it. And I hope you all have a great, safe weekend.
This has been a Rotorcraft RC production, keeping you in charge. No bloopers today. Sorry, guys.